Talk with the Cowboy.
Welcome and thanks for riding with the Cowboy. I'd like to thank everybody for coming down to the Blueberry Festival Saturday with us. Appreciated it all. Had a good time down there. Had some great barbecue. And now we're going to go on to the NFL draft. The NFL draft is tomorrow night, and we're going to have the 19th pick in the first round. As you know, our Buccaneers do need tackle. We need a running back. We need some defensive edge rushers. We need a lot of things, but we got the 19th pick in the draft tomorrow night, 8 o'clock p.m., Kansas City. First round, second and third on Friday, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th on Saturday. We're concerning ourselves tonight on this show with the first pick, number 19 by the Bucs. We're hoping it's a tackle. We don't know whose will be left at that time. I've researched a lot about who I think that the tackles are the best 10 in the league, and I think we're going to have to move up a little bit to get one of those top 4 tackles. But I think we can get a top 5 tackle, maybe the 5th tackle off the board with the 19th pick. But we could move up. Who knows what Jason White thinks? No one can really diagnose this draft unless they're in it. Vegas only gets about 12 out of 32 right on their board, and they're the bookies. So between me and you, it's hard to call it. The first few you can call pretty clear that Bryce Young of Alabama, in my opinion, will be the first pick by the Panthers, and number 2 will be the Texans and C.J. Stroud. After that, it gets bleak. Whether the Cardinals stay at number 3 or they move out of there and let the Colts move up, we don't know. We don't know what. And the wild card is that 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But we've got the top 8 or 10 on the board. Probably will be picked. But at 19, you never can tell. We do need a tackle. We do need an edge rusher. We do need a linebacker, and we do need a running back. Those are the concerns that we have going into this draft. We need them bad. We've got to have some juice on that offense. That offense is getting older, slower, so we need some juice on that offense. And if it's not a wide receiver, then it's a running back, and you need a stable of running backs. Rashad White's our back next year. He's penciled in number 1. Keyshawn Vaughn. We got Chase Edmonds, but we need some juice. And so if we can find a good running back there to give us a little juice, we certainly need it. We don't know what it'll be at 19. And a lot of times when you're at 19, you go best player available, but I still think the Bucs are going to go tackle. We'll keep you posted, and we'd like your comments tonight. Who you think the first 2 picks will be? Just on your comment, put comment and send it to the show. We'd like to see what your picks were. On the other NFL news, Aaron Rodgers was traded to the New York Jets Monday afternoon for the 13th pick in this year's draft. The Jets then gave the Green Bay Packers their 15th pick, so they went down 2 picks. Aaron Rodgers, a New York Jet, as the Sports Talk with the Cowboy, DJX, and myself has told you for about 2 months. It was going to happen near the draft. It happened Monday before the draft. It's official. Aaron Rodgers, a New York Jet. No more word on Lamar Jackson. What would happen during the draft, we don't know. There could be trades made. Lamar Jackson could be traded. Trey Lance of the 49ers could be traded. DeAndre Hopkins could be traded. There's a lot of trades could take place during this draft. If you're going to make a trade, make it at the draft so you can get something back for what you're trading. You know, you're right there right now at the moment. So we'll see what goes. Everybody will be staying tuned, and we'll keep you posted here on Sports Talk with the Cowboy what the results are of the draft. And now we're going to go to the Tampa Bay Rays, who continue to excite Major League Baseball with 21 wins and 4 losses. They lost last night to the Houston Astros at Tropicana Field, their first home loss of the season, by the way. And as we shape this show tonight, first pitch was a few minutes ago in St. Petersburg for the 3rd game of that series against the defending world champion Houston Astros. We beat them the first game. They beat us last night. We hope we can take that series tonight with a win at Tropicana Field. Everybody's playing absolutely great baseball. We're still hitting the ball. We had a little bit of a slump last night on the hitting part. Our pitcher was a little off. Rasmussen was a little bit off in his pitch count. 1 inning was the difference, and we're reigning world champions took advantage of that and scored 5 on us and beat us, shut us out, and we didn't get any offense started last night. But you know, we're 21 and 4. What can you say? You just got to kind of roll with it and know that every once in a while there's going to have a game when your pitcher's off a little bit, and he was certainly off last night. So we're going to root on the Rays, continue with their upward tower, still leading Major League Baseball in every category and the standings. a marvelous team that could win the World Series. And we're excited about the Rays and excited about what they're doing. So continue on with the Rays. On a sadder note, our Tampa Bay Lightning were beaten twice, as you know, in the last 2 home games. One, a score at the very end of the 3rd period in an overtime loss, and then Tuesday night's debacle where we were ahead 4-0, and it went to 4-4 tie, went to overtime, and we lost 5-4. Very demoralizing. If any team can come back, it's our Lightning. But we're 1-3 going to Toronto with 3 games remaining. Best of 4 takes it. It's going to be an uphill slide for the Tampa Bay Lightning. We're going to be the Thunder for them tomorrow night up in Toronto and hope that they win the game against Toronto tomorrow night and can push the series on to another game. But if they fall a little short, God bless them for their run. They've been in 3 Stanley Cups in a row and won 2 of them. It's got to be hard physically on them, and they have played admirably, but the last 2 got away from us, and it was very, very disheartening at Amalie Arena when we were ahead to that score and then wound up losing it in overtime. That was 2 straight losses at home, and it doesn't seem to happen when the Lightning's and things go in the Lightning's way. So we will continue to be the Thunder of the Lightning. We'll continue to post you on what happens in Toronto. Everybody's healthy, and we hope that we can pull out that game up there. And now we're going to go to questions, and the first question tonight is from Neil, and Neil thinks, where do I think Bijan Robinson will go? The running back from Texas. And Neil, I think Bijan Robinson will go to the Atlanta Falcons at number 8. He's a generational running back. He's a Lawrence Taylor. You'll see when you see him on the field. He's a 1,500-yard bona fide running back. And you don't hear running backs being taken real high unless they're extraordinary, and he's extraordinary. But yes, I think it'll be number 8. Neil, God bless you, and thank you for your question. And the next question is from Kathy. And Kathy wanted to know, was there any way I thought the Bucs would go up for a quarterback? Kathy, I don't think so. We got Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. I don't think we're going to reach for a quarterback myself personally. And we'd be hard-pressed, in my opinion, to take one if we had one fall to us. Too many other players we need out there. And I don't think we're going to take one, Kathy, myself. But I'm wrong every day. So God bless you. Stay tuned. We'll stay tuned till tomorrow night, Kathy, and see what happens. And the last one's from Dave. And Dave wanted to know what I thought about Jalen Carter and what his draft number will be. And I think Jalen will go to the Detroit Lions at number 6, or he'll be at the Seattle Seahawks at number 5. He's a great player. He's a nose tackle. His scouting report says he's a little lazy at practice. He takes off at practice and don't pay attention to what he's supposed to do. But when he gets out in the game, he seems to play extraordinarily well. You got to keep him motivated. But this is NFL and this ain't college, so you got to keep him motivated. But I think he'll go 5 or 6. I think he'll go to the Seahawks or the Lions. God bless you, and thank you for your questions. In other news, in the Talladega NASCAR race, Kyle Busch wins for RCR Racing. We had a wreck at the very last lap. Bubba Wallace and Blaney. Blaney was trying to bump draft Wallace. He lost it, came down the track, wiped everybody out. Kyle Busch won the Talladega 500. Congratulations to Richard Childress Racing and Kyle Busch winning the 2nd race this year for Richard Childress. 1-1 in Fontana, California. Now it's 1-1 in Talladega. So congratulations on that race. And it was a great restrictor place race. And this week they're going to be in Dover, Delaware. What you got for me tonight, DJX?
Well, Cowboy, you know what it is. Let's get right off into it, buddy. Who would be a quality pro pick?
Pro ready? I think Bryce Young.
Bryce Young?
I think he's going to be a pro pick. I think anybody in the top 15 will be a pro pick. They'll be ready to go. They'll be plug and play. Put a uniform on them, put a helmet on them, accustom them to your area. You're going to have them for about 10 years. That's how good they all will be. And then get them ready to go out and play.
All right. Porter on possibly playing with Peterson in Pittsburgh.
Joey Porter Jr., that father, played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Joey Porter, the linebacker.
All right.
I can remember seeing pictures of these 2 twins in Joey Porter, the linebacker's arms, when the Pittsburgh Steelers last won the Super Bowl. Those 2 little children in Joey Porter's arms are now Joey Porter Jr. that you're talking about in the draft. So if he comes up, and Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and me and DJX have talked about this many times about the Steelers, and this young man who's in the arms of his father when they won the Super Bowl, the great Joey Porter, Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker, and their son, the son that's in that picture, gets on that draft board in Kansas City and Pittsburgh's picking, I bet you they go with Joey Porter Jr. As a cornerback because he's got history and family with that Pittsburgh Steelers.
I can believe that. All right. Henderson Hooker says he will be fully cleared by September.
Henderson, Hooker, the quarterback of Tennessee, had an ACL injury. The doubts when you're trying to pick somebody to run your team. He's ranked about 5th on my board in quarterbacks out of the top 10. He's number 5. But he's got an ACL injury. Of course, that puts you out, so you can't play. So, you want to play. We just talked about plug and play. Well, this guy ain't playing for a year. So, that hurts you. If he's cleared, he's got 6 to 8 months to be till he can start training. 6 to 8 months from now is about August.
All right.
Maybe September. Training, not playing hard, training. So, yeah, he's getting cleared. I got him 5th. He's got great attributes, but he is older. He's 27 years old by the time he's played. He's 25 now. He'll be 26 over this year that he's going to rehab. He'll be 27 years old before he puts a pair of pads on.
All right. This is what everybody want to know. Who will be number 1?
Number 1 pick, Bryce Young, University of Alabama quarterback to the Carolina Panthers. And the number 2 pick, Houston's a crazy squad, crazy ownership, and crazy team down there as far as their mental capabilities sometimes. But if they walk past C.J. Stroud, and if they don't want to pick C.J. Stroud, now if y'all watching the draft tomorrow night, they get 10 minutes for these picks. So Bryce Young's the quarterback, but now the Panthers. Now it's Houston, and that clock's a ticking. That's when the calls are going to be made from any team that wants to move up to number 2 to get C.J. Stroud. Indianapolis Colts at number 4 need a quarterback. They ain't made no bones about it. So if you, the Houston Texans, going to hold that phone and not send that pick in to the commissioner, real quick, there's going to be some phone calls like from Indianapolis. Say, look, man, if you're thinking about going for a defensive guy, Will Anderson or Jalen Carter, you can get him at number 4. We're number 4. We'll give you number 4. You give us number 2. We won't take none of them guys. And they do this. So I think C.J. Stroud goes to the Texans, but if he don't, I honestly believe the Colts will move up to number 2 and take him.
Interesting. All right. Last but not least, I'm going to go to the board for this. NFL mock draft. Buccaneers take Florida Anthony Richardson at number 19.
Yeah. I've heard Anthony Richardson. I've heard Will Levitt. I've heard all these names. But the Cowboy, we're going to keep it straight with you. That's why you watch this show. We're not going to pull your chain. We're going to give you what you need to know. Anthony Richardson is not a number 1 round quarterback in my draft. I don't have Richardson at number 3. Richardson's an athlete. He can jump high. He can run fast. He's built, maybe too much. His accuracy is terrible. He throws about 1 out of every 5 passes accurately. His year at the University of Florida Gainesville last year, his accuracy number is what it is, was 51%. Y'all heard me. 51%. So that means he was a little bit better than the middle. And you say, well, what was C.J. Stroud's? 87. What was Bryce Young's? 93. What's Will Levitt's in Kentucky? 58. So why would I go? Well, he's got all. I need somebody to throw the ball. He can sling it. He's got a big, strong arm, 50, 60, 70. But I watched him today in the pro day. A lot of y'all have. That 5 and 10 yard pass to the running back out the backfield, he throws a little bit too hard. You've got to know your craft when you get up here to the big boy league. That running back out there, you throw that ball, it bounces off his chest, that's a play out. If it bounces off his chest, another guy's going to intercept the ball and run it the other way. Now, if only game you've got, Richardson, is vertical, straight down the field. Throw it as far as you can and make that guy catch it. But there's a lot more to being a first-round quarterback than that. I don't have Richardson falling to the Bucs, and I couldn't see the Bucs taking him. And if they took him, it probably If you couldn't convert him to a tight end, probably be one of the worst picks they ever made. But they made a lot of bad ones. And I've seen Will Levis down there, but I can't see it. We got Kyle Trask on the team from the University of Florida. Ain't never took 9 snaps. He's only been on the team now this 3rd year. Well, you're going to take another guy when you got Mayfield in there too. If you've got 3 quarterbacks or 2 quarterbacks, you don't have 1 quarterback. We do have a quarterback now in Tampa. Let's lay it on the line. It's Baker Mayfield. Backup's going to be Kyle Trask. He can make that number to be the backup. We don't need a guy. We don't need a guy looking at nobody's shoulder. We need somebody to block for that guy. We need somebody to running back for the team. We need somebody that can rush the other quarterback and tackle him, a.k.a. Joe Sharinka. He's real fast. He's just like Richardson. He's real fast. He can't tackle, but he's real fast. He runs right back into the quarterback. Quarterback runs right by him. He can get to him, though. If we had a track team, he'd be great. Same way with Richardson. If we had a broad jumping team or a team that could jump up and, dunk a basketball or something, he'd be great. Quarterback, 3rd round. A developmental project. And if we're Todd Bowles, next year we're fired if we don't win some games this year. I ain't taking nobody that's going to, what's he going to help me now? That's what, that's what I think. I don't think we're going to take him, and I don't think Richardson will fall. Believe it or not, I think Las Vegas Raiders or something will grab up Richardson, put him behind Jimmy Garoppolo out in Las Vegas. Jimmy Garoppolo signed that big contract. He's a great quarterback. He can learn. Richardson can learn from him. They won't be in no hurry for Richardson to get out there and play. He ain't going to play the first game. He's going to learn. He's going to develop. And if you went to the Raiders, it'd be a great place. Jimmy Garoppolo could teach him.
Steelers take Penn State quarterback Joey Porter at number 17.
That's my boy, Joey Porter Jr., son of the great linebacker from the Steelers, Joey Porter.
There you go.
Won 2 Super Bowls with Pittsburgh. And in the picture of him taking the trophy, the 2 young men that was in his arms, which was his twin sons, that's Junior, one of them. So he knows the organization and the ownership real well in Pittsburgh. They was raised in that locker room. This kid goes to University of Penn State in Pittsburgh. Okay, hello. Now you want, hey, if you're the Steelers and he's there, what you gonna do?
Right.
You're gonna take him because you know him.
About ain't got no choice.
The man was raised a Steeler. He was on a pacifier in the locker room with you. Now he's grown into what he is.
Right.
If you're the Steelers, that's the kind of organization the Pittsburgh Steelers is. They take care of their own. Now you can say anything you want about the Steelers, and a lot of people don't like them. But the Steelers, they love their team. And the Rooneys have only had 3 head coaches. Think about that. 3 head coaches in the history of the team. The Buccaneers had 18. They're not half as old as the Steelers. They had 3 head coaches. They loyal. And they're going to go get Joey Porter if he's there. He might not be there, but if he's there, he won't be there long.
Right. All right, that's what I got for you tonight, Cowboy.
Well, God bless you, DJX, and God bless the viewers.
God bless you too.
I want y'all to enjoy this draft coming up. Listen, it's big for this team. It's big for every team in the NFL. And it's not your team, it's another team. Remember, those teams are going to be having those players play in the league next year. They're going to make great contributions to what goes on in next year's season. Very big 3 days starting tomorrow night, Thursday night, 1st round. And on the comments, send in who you think the first 2 picks are going to be in tomorrow night's draft. And we'll read some of them next week on next week's show. Until next time, be good to your neighbor. We need more love in this world and not hate. God bless you, and Cowboy out.